We have Kimberly in the house. Give her a hand. Hey, Kimberly, thank you for being here. So, look, what was the biggest problem that you had before you joined us with clients on automation?
Just getting clients in, leads in, and knowing how, like, the right messaging to put out, both with organic audience and then how to run a Facebook ad that would bring leads in. I'd run Facebook ads in the past, not for me, but for other businesses, and um, yeah, just didn't have the same kind of success previously. So yeah, generating leads, organic and paid.
So what was like how was that making you feel?
Um, like this wasn't sustainable,
Mm,
and that I just didn't have the special sauce. Like, okay, like I have something to offer the world. I just didn't have the tools to get it out there. And was it worth it? I don't
mm,
want a full-time like I don't want a job. I don't want to work for anybody. I never want to do in the US it's a W-2. I never want to fill out another W-2. Been there, done that. But I need to bring in some more revenue, right? And move this business from a hobby business into a lucrative business that's
mm.
making a change in the world.
The problem is that most people do treat their business like a hobby, and
Yeah.
having a business today is, like most people think having a business today is just posting on Instagram, doing some organic content,
Right.
offering value. Um, and unfortunately, that doesn't pay the bills. And so you said, look, it's interesting you said the special sauce. I like that. So you thought there might be some sort of like special thing that you didn't get access to.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Like, what's the special sauce to make this happen? Because I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
obviously there is a special sauce. It's in COA. And I just didn't have it. I didn't know what the secret recipe was for generating leads that
Yeah.
grow the business. So yeah.
So we have special sauce in it specifically. We it's so funny that because I totally get that. Because I think people today sit there and go, I have to be this sort of like person, or and I
Right.
really do feel for young entrepreneurs today, young in their journey, not necessarily their age, but like it's so confusing, and it seems like it's such an easier route to go, okay, build an organic platform and hopefully they'll
Mhm.
come through. But the reality that takes so long that the majority then give up, and then because they've given up, then they get despondent. Therefore, they don't believe it possible. And then when they
Mhm.
see people saying, like it's not that difficult, then they're like,
Yeah.
like the amount of hate that we get on the ads because I'm saying things like that. Oh my God. Anyway, look,
Well,
that's
what's really interesting is I hit my 10K month with organics. So not necessarily through the ads, but it was COA gave me the confidence to just start selling myself. Where before I was only selling myself periodically when I had one-to-one coaching
mhm.
open, but that was keeping me playing small, which was keeping my impact small and keeping my income small. If I was only opening the doors and I didn't have a funnel, and it was really confidence in the messaging and confidence in that I can do the sales. I can do the calls. It gave me the tools to feel confident in what I was doing
The,
since
you know,
it's
this
so new.
Yeah, the selling process is a big part of that.
Mhm.
Understanding how to do a great consultation session is worth 10 times what the
Yeah.
investment is. Just understanding that structure. But yeah, look, it's normal. Like, I'm not saying organics is a part of it, but as you start to scale,
Right.
organics are unreliable. And so organics, we build our organics naturally off the back of ads. So our
Mhm.
organics are always building, but the focus is on paid traffic so that you can control it. And if you
Mhm.
can control how many people you take on, then you
Right.
have stability, and stability equals security, and security
Mhm.
equals you pay your consistent amount per month, not let's
Right.
see what happens this month. Like you can't live like that. So, most people, I get it. It seems like an easier option because you're not investing time. sorry, you're not investing any money, but it's costing you time and therefore instability.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, I get that. What have you enjoyed the most? I know sometimes people say, like some people like the closer process, some people like the ad process, some people like the organics that we do. Sometimes people like the live sessions. Sometimes people like the community. Sometimes people like the accountability tracker. What out of all of the systems? So some people like the funnel. They keep the funnel for life. They didn't have a funnel.
Yeah,
Didn't realize that they got a funnel. Didn't realize they got terms, conditions, contracts, etc.
yeah.
What out of it have you enjoyed the most so far? And as I said, I know it's only early days.
Actually, it's not early days. To be clear, I got an extra month. I have 1 day left.
Early days on your business.
Oh, business journey. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that makes sense now. I would say there are two things that were my favorite. One, learning the closer and setter process and having success there. And to be clear, like that's and converting the sales there.
Mm,
Um, and using that also as a form of customer discovery for me and my business to really get clear um, on building a program that customers actually want. So the program that I built was overwhelming, and I didn't know that
mm,
before. And the more I listened to the discovery calls, the more I heard over and over again the one thing writers are struggling with is overwhelm. And so when I looked at my
huh.
pillars, when I wasn't converting and I looked at my pillars, I'm like, well, why am I not converting? And I look at my pillars and I'm like, oh, there's a pillar that's overwhelming.
Yeah,
Let's just get
yeah.
rid of it and offer it as a bonus, which
Mm,
it could be the next stage of the program, right? After we've taken care of overwhelm, then let's really dig into mastering craft.
yeah. I
Um,
mean, when it comes to
so
delivery and getting your client to outcome,
yeah,
like most coaches massively fail on that. They spend too much time designing it before the client
right.
goes through it. And in order to sell it, you need to sell it before you create it and then create it with client. And then
Yeah.
every single refine should be less and less. So there's actually less information available, not more,
Yes.
especially in today's, which sounds counterintuitive because people go, well, you should just give as much value as possible. No, you should give the least amount and the most precise amount that gets your client to the outcome they want in the quickest way possible without them
Yeah.
having to learn anymore.
Exactly. And so I learned that through the discovery calls,
Yeah, nice.
which was really valuable and allowed me to redesign my group coaching program to get people where they want to be, not just where they need to be. And then it also, like that pillar that was too much, can be the next level for the people that really do want to put in that extra and up level their writing life. I have a whole nother module that I was just able to move, and it's the advanced program.
Lovely.
Um, so that was really insightful and beneficial. Learning to have those calls, learning how to talk about pain in a way that didn't feel icky. And then the second part is the support, the daily calls, the Monday through Thursday calls, and all the surprise bonuses along the way, like the surprise one-to-ones when we're experiencing success were really great as well. But yeah,
Oh,
you
that's
guys
cool.
show up, you show up way more than what you promised in the very beginning, which is really lovely. And when I was at the end of my first 3 months and I had my call with Kevin, and I was like, I didn't hit my 10K month. I need another month. And you gave me another month. And then I hit it. Like I was like, something's wrong. It's not working. I need another month. And sure enough, there I was. So I hit it. And that felt really good that you guys were willing to make good on your promise. That Eric gave in the very beginning. He's like, we'll just stay with you the whole time till you get to 10K. And I was like,
Yeah,
okay.
just so
So,
you know, that isn't there. Just so you're aware of that. And that's why
okay.
he doesn't work for me anymore. So you're
Oh,
aware of
well,
that. Because that's not, just so you know, like, because we
yeah.
don't do any editing, that isn't the promise which
Okay.
we deliver. And look, he said that, and we're happy to deliver that for yourself. That's cool.
Yeah.
But the promise is we deliver potential clients guaranteed. There's no money
Okay.
involved.
Yeah, well, I mean, I still am very grateful because it's
Yeah, yeah,
exactly what I needed.
yeah, that's
So,
cool. And so, like, again, like people come at different stages of the journey. Like some, like when it's what you look, not everyone is, ready to do that yet. Some they need to do the foundations first. Can you make a lot of cash in a online business? For sure you can, but it has to be also realistic to what you've done. If you've done nothing, like it's never going to happen in that first 3 months.
mhm,
But
yeah.
can you get a system set up so you can get lead flow? Yeah, for sure. Could you save yourself money by not buying like a website? Yeah, for sure. Could you learn a load of skills? Yeah, for sure. You got to compare it also to the world today. The world is delusional and
Mhm,
they want to put in like 10 grand and make 700 million back in a minute. And
right.
then when you can't do that, they're like fucking complaining. And you're like, seriously, you have to understand ROI. ROI is, good
Right.
ROI is 100K into a property, 10% ROI. That's what Warren
Mhm.
Buffett states as a solid ROI. So that's 100K in 10 years to break even.
Yeah.
And I don't
Yeah.
think people get that. And so look, can you make phenomenal for sure, but it's still like backed up on what other people have done. I think a lot of people in the coaching space tend to be very early in the game, and there's foundational things they need to do in order to get to that next stage. But look, regardless of that, Kimberly, what would you tell someone who was on the edge of joining?
Do it. They're going to support you to get there.
Yeah, yeah, nice. We'll always support
Yeah.
regardless. As I said, like um we can 100% guarantee that messaging marketing works, lead flow comes in.
Mhm.
We just can't, like in today's world, you can't guarantee what that ROI is going to be for someone. We have people that have done. I used to qualify on if anyone was any good, and then I stopped doing that because everyone says they're good. And I remember I had this, like this really like super qualified PhD, all of this, right? Versus this young girl, like 23, right? Who had never really done any coaching, but she had like done loads of like horse training and stuff like this. And so like I just remember like match these they both joined at the same time. And I just remember this PhD, I was like, he's going to be amazing, like neuroscience, and he just had never spoken to anyone before. So he had all this information but could not speak, like when it came to speaking, it was just like, he's spent a load of his life reading and writing. And so when it comes to coaching, it's kind of it's an
Yeah.
important part of the
Yeah.
process. Um, and so yeah, this girl had no qualifications, nothing, absolutely crushed it because she was just really good at really relatable and really like
Yeah.
positive and really like not stuck in a victim. And the more that he ended up doing really well, but his expectation was he was going to do like really well. And I think he ended up with like just shy of like 12,000 or whatever in a really short period of time. And I was like, that's amazing,
Yeah.
good ROI. Anyway, can't please everyone. Um, anyway, let's get to your next step so we can put a 0 into that 10.